Welcome to the Soulful Badass Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, an intuitive success coach from the UK, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs, leaders, and soul-aligned goddesses to create epic levels of success and impact in your life and your business. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you are tuning in every week for mindset talk, manifestation, magic, and incredible interviews with other soul-aligned entrepreneurs. So hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to invite you to come and join the Soulful Badass community. All the links are in the show notes. Please go and click them, and I'll see you in there. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast episode. This week, I want to talk about something that I know trips a lot of people up without actually realizing. Now, it's that lovely word that we like, permission. Are you giving yourself permission to go for what you want? Or are you giving yourself permission to say that you're good enough to do the thing? What we tend to do, especially when we're kind of starting out at something or want to change something or want to pivot in our business, we often look for other people to say, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Or yes, I think you should do that. And yes, you'd be amazing at that. You're so good at doing that. But actually, other people aren't going to give you the validation that you need, especially in your business and especially if you're a soulpreneur or a solopreneur. So if you are looking for other people to give you permission, if you're looking for other people to, one, say, get started, two, say, yes, make that pivot, and three, say, oh my God, you're good enough, then you will be waiting a long time. You need to be the one that gives yourself the permission. Now, this is easier said than done because often when you're a soulpreneur, what happens is you get your ideas and you get all of that amazing goodness coming from your intuition. And when it flows in from your intuition, it can seem a little bit crazy. It can seem a little bit out there. It can seem like a big flighty dream. And your ego, your logician mindset will be sat inside going, well, no, that can never happen. How do we know how that's going to happen? How are we going to make that dream happen? Oh, we're just crazy. We need to go for the smaller dream. But actually, what you need to start learning to do and what you need to get really good at is giving yourself permission to trust your intuition. Because once you start trusting your intuition, that's when doors start to open. That's where ideas start to flow. That's where opportunities start to come in. Now, these opportunities aren't going to flow in until you say yes to yourself and until you say, yes, I'm going to follow that idea. So if you don't follow the idea or you don't take the first step to follow your intuition, the door will be shut and your logician will be sat there going, see, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to get there. You're not good enough. All of them lovely things that it likes to say. So the big thing is, when are you going to start to give yourself the permission that you need? It can only come from you. Now, we are trained that we need permission to do things. We get taught from a young age that, we've got to listen to our parents. You shouldn't do things that are going to break the rules. They'll have set standards for you and you need to stay inside that bracket. Otherwise, there will be trouble. Then you go to school and it is the same thing. If you are stepping outside that line, suddenly you are going to be in trouble if you have not got permission to do that. There's a certain framework that you need to act in able to get through life without getting those sides burned. If you think of it, you get put inside this container, and when you get close to those edges and when you get close to those sides where you're starting to do something wrong, you get a bit of friction and you get somebody telling you no, you get somebody telling you off. And that's how you've been trained to stay inside this container. So as the good girl that you probably are, you've maybe stayed right down the middle line and been absolutely brilliant at staying inside those lines. You've been absolutely amazing at doing everything you were meant to do. You've been incredible at doing as you were told. And then you'll have went and got a job and been the perfect employee because you'll have said yes to everything. Anything they wanted to throw at you, bring it my way. I will do that for you because I am super, super good at staying inside the lines and do as I'm told. Is this resonating? Are you one of those good girls? Are you slowly walking down the steady track in the middle and not wanting to pivot to the side? But then suddenly this idea for a business comes in and there's something inside of you calling, there's something inside of you going, oh my God, yes, that is so me. And there's some energy that just took over you. And suddenly you start running this new business. Suddenly you have been running this business for a while, but you might be still running the business, traveling down the middle track. So you might have left the job, done the brave thing, done the amazing thing and went, oh my God, I've left the job. I've now got this business. I have all this freedom, but you're using the same programming as before. So you might be traveling this track and going, oh, but this person over here tells me business works this way. And this person's telling me business works this way. So I'll just keep doing what everybody else is doing and I'll keep going down the track in the middle and I'll keep following it and following it and following it because I'm the good girl. I'm that good person. I'll keep following that middle track. Whereas actually your intuition's going, can we do a hard right, please? I want to go off over here. There's something that you need to look at. There's something you need to start doing. There's something you want to start talking about in your business. But your middle track thinking, your permission-led thinking is going, I can't do that. It's so different. How does that fit into my niche? How does that fit into my brand? Am I going to have to pivot my whole clients? What's going to happen? I can't do that. Let's just carry on. Let's just carry on. And actually, you find that more and more of you inside just dies a little bit and dies a little bit because you're just continuing to be the good girl and you're waiting for somebody to give you permission to say, yes, you can turn right and you can go and follow this slightly different path. So if this has been you and you are following this middle track and you are being that good girl and you are constantly in this loop of, oh, my intuition's calling me somewhere, but no, I shouldn't follow it. Let's just carry on. Let's just carry on. You need to stop and give yourself the permission. No one is going to swoop in and suddenly go, actually, why don't you do that? Because no one is going to get the idea because it's your idea. It's come from your intuition. It's like your unique path. You do not have a middle track. There is no middle one-way system that you need to follow. Your path is a squiggly line that goes all over the place, up and down, back and forth, all around the houses. It literally goes all over the place because it is your unique path. And the only one that can travel it is you. So you need to start embracing your quirky ideas. You need to start embracing your wild child energy of you don't need permission to do anything. It is your business. You can run it any way that you want. And actually, the more freedom you have, the more success you'll have. And the more freedom you have, the more money you make. So if you stopped looking for permission and started following your intuition and trusting your intuition and saying, yes, I'm allowed to follow it, suddenly your whole business model will start to change. So if you've been in this rut of thinking, how do I get off this middle track? I don't know what I'm doing here. I feel like I'm just following what everybody else is doing and it's not working for me. And my intuition's calling me to do something else, but I don't know whether that'll work and I need permission to do it. Oh my God, you need to stop. You need to pause. You need to ask yourself, what is it you really want to do? Even if you have the most successful business, you can stop, you can pause, and you can ask yourself, what is it you really want to do? And when you get that answer, you need to stop and do it. You need to stop anything else and go, I'm allowed to follow this. Because what tends to happen is not just that we start following other people, but we get so rooted to, you had a dream. I had a dream in 2012 that I wanted to start my business and I wanted to earn 10K a month. And look at me now, I'm doing that. So I can't pivot and deviate and want more. Who am I to want more? That's a very selfish thing to do. This is my ego's voice, by the way, if you're wondering what that accent was. So you can start to think to yourself, have you outgrown your original dream? Have you got bigger and bigger ideas than what you originally wanted? You might not even have achieved the original dream yet. You might not have got there at this point, but your dreams already got bigger. So what tends to happen is then you stop yourself. You don't give yourself permission to go bigger because your ego tells you, oh, but you've not achieved the first thing yet. But you're not meant to achieve the first thing yet. You're meant to go bigger. The first thing comes easy then, but the second thing is the next thing you're striving for, and that's where you're meant to be going. So again, it's giving yourself permission to change and grow as you go. Giving yourself permission to dream bigger. The way that your soul drops your path in to your heart is through your desires. And what it does is it gives you a desire that's going to stretch you. So you start moving towards this desire, you start working towards it. If you are giving yourself permission, you start moving to that level. But then as you're getting closer to that level, or you've achieved the things that you needed to achieve. So for instance, if your desire is to make 10K months, but you as the person who makes 10K months is going to be super confident in their business, they're going to be offering clients, they're going to be talking about money with their clients, they're going to be showing up as that version. That is what you have maybe already become. And that is why your desire has now stretched. So it's never about the desire itself. It's never about the 10K months. It's about who are you going to be within the universe's matrix? What part are you going to play when you get there? And if you are thinking your 10K months, you're going to have an abundant mindset, you're going to have shifted to a certain level, and then suddenly you're making 5K months and you've already made that shift, your desire is going to now stretch. Your desire is going to go, well, actually, let's get her thinking about 20K months, because at 20K months, she's going to be an even more phenomenal person. She's going to be absolutely killing it. She's going to be helping so many people. So let's get her going for 20K months. But your good girl might be going, oh, but I'm only making 5 and I said I was going to go for 10, so I'm not doing good enough yet. I've got to keep going. I've got to keep going for that 10. But as you keep going for that 10, you're blocking your intuition, giving you ideas to up level. So by not giving yourself permission to change your desire, to go for more, to keep stretching, you're actually stopping the progress. So your soul is very clever, and it allows you to navigate to be the person that you're meant to be. So your only job is to give it permission to come through. That is all you need to do. Let it drop into your heart what it is you're meant to be doing next. Let it drop into your heart the guidance and the knowledge and the wisdom along the way. And you just need to give yourself permission to follow it. Even if it looks like it's taken you off course, your course was only plotted by your ego. Your course was plotted by other people. It's not your course to do. Your course is where your soul is taking you. So you really need to start giving yourself permission to follow your intuition, to follow your guidance, to follow your dreams, because it knows the way. The path that you think that you've got plotted, the path that you are meant to be following in your mind, is not your path. The path you're meant to be following is the windy road of your soul's path. And it might sound crazy and other people might not understand it, but you do not need their permission neither. You need your permission. So you really need to start giving yourself permission to follow that intuition. And if you don't know how to tap into that guidance, book a soulpreneur session with me. We can get you that level of clarity in one of those sessions. Do not hold back, but give yourself permission to move forward towards your dreams. Give yourself permission to follow your intuition, because it knows more than you will ever know in your mind. So trust that you have everything inside of you. You have everything you need. You've just been told to stay inside this container and to stay inside this box. But you're not meant to stay in a box. No one listening to this podcast is meant to stay in a box. You are here to make massive impact on this world. That's why you found me. That's why you listen to this podcast. That is exactly why you were born. So now it's time to give yourself permission to do just that. So I don't know who needed this one today, but I hope you got the message that you needed. And I will catch you next week for more amazing information on the podcast. But if you do want to come and join the Soulful Badass community, I have either a Facebook group or a Telegram group where you can join and get insights from me and speak to me through the week. So come and join them and have the best week. Give yourself some permission to have some fun. See you later. Bye.